called you, I think the day we decided we were going to start playing through it.
Yeah.
I was like, is Kanye the best ever?
Yeah. And I didn't, and I thought that too, and I didn't call him because I wanted to talk about it on the pod. But I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this guy is incredible after incredible. I mean, who could even go against him? 20 songs. Who could even go against him?
That's what I mean.
It would have to be Drake probably. So we've been waiting basically 3 weeks to do a Kanye West Donda album review, and it still has never come. So that being the case,
pushed back like 3 times now.
Pushed back 3 times, yeah, and he does this
in Kanye fashion.
Yeah, some people are saying he's waiting to drop verse Drake. Some people are saying he wants he sold 7 million in Donda merch at the Atlanta live show, and he's done 2 of them. He did one like 2 weeks ago and did another one 2 weeks later. So some people are thinking maybe he just wants to do a couple of these shows, like live performances, so he can get a bunch of merch. You can't blame him. 7 million in merch.
Right.
So, and there's nothing going on. We got some NFL preseason football. No takes on that. I did place that $200 on 25-1 for Seahawks to win the Super Bowl, but that was my bet of the week last week. And there's just nothing going on. No one's doing nothing exciting. So we decided we're going to do our top 10 Kanye West songs personally, the ones we like the most, okay?
Yeah.
So I want to start with...
Wait, first off, I want to start with, again, like we just did the Nas album review from like King's Disease 2, which I thought was a fucking... I'm kind of bummed I gave it a 10, but because now, you know, where do you go when I'm grading
that's
stuff?
why I don't do
but,
it.
Yeah, it was an amazing album. And I disrespected Nas for so long, and we did our top 10 rankings
Artists.
like 4 podcasts ago or something. And I skipped over Kanye and Nas. And now that like I'd just been listening to Kanye the past like 3-4 days, you know. So like, god damn, I feel so shitty that I didn't put him or Nas in my top 10, you know.
Yeah, I worked Tuesday through Saturday. I called him on Saturday and told him. So basically, this was mid-Saturday, and we're at Monday now. So 48 hours. The last 48 hours, we both been listening to as much Kanye as we could. I was personally. I know that, and I know he was. So So first, I want to start with some honorable mentions. So these are some songs that didn't make my list. I don't know. I know Alex says he has a couple. I don't know if he has them written down, but
yeah, I do.
So these are songs that didn't make my list. That I really considered. Through the Wire, which is a classic, but Through the Wire didn't make it. Flashing Lights was one of those big pop ones, didn't make it. Touch the Sky with Lupe. I love Diamonds from Sierra Leone, especially with the Jay-Z remix, but it still didn't make it.
Okay.
I love, this one was the one that was hard for me, Good Life featuring T-Pain. I really like that song, but I just couldn't get it on there. And that's the thing, even with Kanye's big pop songs, were good. Like Power, No One Man Should Have All That Power. I love that song.
No, that's an amazing song.
But it didn't make it. Or
you didn't put that in, huh?
No. And also what's cool about him is even as big poppy as some of these people, all his things are like positive things, like Stronger.
It's all conscience.
Yeah, it's all conscious
rap.
thing. And people think like he just became Christian rapper now or whatever. He was talking about Jesus on 2004 on all those albums.
No, right.
It was always this spiritual thing.
That was another point I wanted to bring up. I don't think there's a pop star or a rapper as big as Kanye or ever been as big as Kanye that was a conscious rapper.
No, as influential.
Like,
and I have like a lot of
say,
these songs.
Yeah.
He invokes the spirit. The best songs are when the spirit's evoked on the music and you can feel it.
I mean, who's even close to the point, you know, that like continually put out music?
Well, that's why, like, to me, like, well, of course they're a little bit newer, but Chance the Rapper is similar to me.
No, but he's so much lower than Kanye. But no, I agree. That's the only name that comes to my mind.
And the only one would be that's what Jay Electronica does, just on his own metaphysical level.
Yeah, but
it's
again,
different.
he's not a superstar.
But that's why Kanye West is Kanye West.
The closest may be Jay-Z, but he doesn't even talk. I mean, the 444, he had some stuff, but it was more like business advice and stuff, you know. It's not like real conscious shit.
Not like 12th album deep.
Right.
Kanye was doing on the first album.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, like Kanye, like we got to redo the top 10 list.
And look at it from this perspective. Now you know why the media has killed him so much. I mean, he had the most prolific like feeling in some of these songs when I went back and looked at it.
Well, and the things he stand for, you know, like completely against culture, and like the times where it's the hardest to do it too.
Well,
especially
you know who
recently,
was that?
You
And
know?
this is before him. Was Michael Jackson was that to a lot of people was that same provoking of positive feeling, and he got killed in the media too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the other one was Stronger. What doesn't kill me makes you stronger. You know, even that one. Mercy, which we talked about before the pod when we started recording. And then so those are some of the big ones that didn't make it. The other one that and my 10 I had and I switched it this morning. So 10 at first I had it was from College Dropout. I did Slow Jams. That was with Twista and Jamie Foxx. You know that? Do you know the song I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know that song was, and that was when I was in high school, and that song was played a lot. But I had to put Slow Jams didn't make my list, so I'll start with number 10.
Wait, hold up. I didn't. Okay. I didn't put in Heartless. And
oh yeah, I didn't consider that one. I hated that album when it happened. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I remember when that came out. I was young, but I love that song.
Yeah.
I still like that song when I play through it. I like it. Bound to, that one didn't make it, and I love that song. It did not.
Oh, okay.
I love that song. Father Stretch My Hands, you know, that little 2-minute little segment that didn't make it. This one, it was really hard, man. It was really hard. I forgot how many fucking amazing songs he has.
Yeah.
You know?
You were singing Bound. He was singing Bound to before we started recording.
Yeah,
so I thought for sure you had top 10. I didn't think you knew that
song. I have it on
song.
11 on my list.
That made mine. But keep going.
But no, those were the only ones. You covered all the rest. But yeah, Heartless and Bound to and Father Stretch My Hands. Those were the ones I was like intertwined with, and I couldn't decide between.
Okay, so let's go then.
Cool.
So you start with I like when you start. You start number 10.
Okay, number 10, I went with Family Business off of College Dropout. Do you know that song? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love. Yeah,
I played through the whole College Dropout.
Okay, yeah. So Family Business from College Dropout. I wish we could play little segments, but we'll get copyrighted. And
I was thinking about if I did it on my phone in the distance.
I don't want to even try. You know, but. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Family Business, College Dropout at number 10.
Okay. My number 10 is also from College Dropout. I'm going to do it All Falls Down. That song is timeless, and it's one of those songs that always pops up. 10. That's my 10, yeah. All Falls Down is number 10. I love that song. And again, I was fighting that with Through the Wire and Slow Jams. I didn't want to put more than 3 tracks from one album. But when I really look at it, we're going to do a top 10 album at some point, but I need some time for that. But I have to imagine College Dropout's in that top 10 for sure. I mean, there's like 6 classics on there.
Right.
You know. So anyway, my number 10 is All Falls Down on College Dropout.
All right, number 9, I went with Blood on the Leaves off of Yeezus. Do you know that song? Yeah. Blood on the Leaves.
That's the one?
Yeah. A killer song.
All right.
I'm really curious what songs you have that I don't, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't have either of those two.
You don't?
No, I don't have Blood on the Leaves or Family
Really? Wow, okay.
So my number 9 and number 8 were both similar because I was outside and they really just were the ones.
Yeah.
And in this order, I put 8 and 9. I'm going to flip it though. Number 9, I'm going to do All of the Lights. I just think that song is incredible. I was outside that was like 2010, but I turned 21 right around then. And that song always used to bang. I love that song. Kanye West, All of the Lights on my Dark Twisted Fantasy. Summer number 9, I'm doing All of the Lights.
Okay, cool. Number 8, I have Never Let Me Down off of College Dropout. Yeah. Another, you know.
I have that one on there, yeah. That's one of my favorite songs, but we'll get into that one soon.
Yeah.
So my number 8 is The N-Word in Paris. I went to the Watch the Throne tour, bro. They played that shit 5 times in a row at the end, bro. Me and Shanae were getting it. But that was the one song in the clubs everywhere. Yeah. Like, I would have a hard time finding a song. That shit was hard every time that shit dropped. But
all these songs are hard all the time.
Yeah. But that one was killing it.
Yeah.
That one, Jay-Z and Kanye, bro, I used to... that's when I was dancing in the clubs. But number 8, N-Word in Paris.
That's funny because I have it at number 7, N-Word in Paris, Watch the Throne.
Number 7? Okay, yeah. Number 7. Okay. My number 7 is Can't Tell Me Nothing. That one's on Graduation. That one was all over the years I've always played at. Just want to talk shit vibes. Like Can't Tell Me Nothing. So number 7, Can't Tell Me Nothing.
Okay, number 6, I have Devil in a New Dress off of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
See, I don't have that one either.
Beautiful song.
But I think that's a classic album too, My Dark Twisted Fantasy. And people always said that too, even when I was like listening to Joe Budden.
You don't have that on your top 10?
No, I don't.
Really? I'm so surprised. Okay.
Rory and the other guy who's the manager guy used to always talk about that being probably their favorite album of all time. And that album is incredible. I honestly think I'll probably have 2 Kanye West albums on my top 10.
Damn.
The College Dropout and My Dark Twisted Fantasy. Because I have songs from Dark Twisted Fantasy too, just not the ones he's saying. So that's what makes it even better. So my number 6, the one he said he didn't leave on, Bound 2. I really love that song. When they had that little side singing come on, the part that was what he was singing before we started recording.
Yeah.
You can feel the spirit in that part, and that's important to me when that comes on.
Yeah, after doing this Kanye playthrough, it's crazy how much it changes how you feel.
Yeah,
it's all uplifting.
That's why I'm kind of happy we've had to do this. This is going to be good for a lot of things. You know, we're going to do another one on Jay-Z and Eminem too, and I think we're going to find more love for Eminem again.
Yeah,
I'm going to talk about him in a second, but let's wait for that.
Yeah, cool.
So my number 6 is Bound 2.
Okay. My number 5 actually is when you mentioned you didn't put it on your list at all, but I put Power.
Okay. I like that. I love that
It's
song.
like the part of me didn't want to put it on just because it was such a big song when it came out.
Yeah.
What was that movie with Bradley Cooper? It was like the Limitless. That was an amazing movie, but that was like the main song for that.
Was it on there?
Yeah, it was played so much, but like I haven't listened to it in a while. And then after playing through, I was listening to the gym this morning.
Were you?
Yeah.
No, those songs have to count, even if they were popular. I put some of the popular, All of the Lights, and if they were, they were impactful. So my number 5, this one is funny because this one came out on was this My Dark Twisted Fantasy as well? Yeah, it was. I honestly feel like I have a recollection that I might have made fun of this song at one point, but at one point I was kind of where Alec was now. When I was 23, is like I was only into like gritty, hard rap. So when I went back and looked at this, some of the songs still sounded good now, and I have a little bit more affection for certain type of songs now. So my number 5 is Runaway, featuring Pusha T on My Dark Twisted Fantasy. Toast to the douchebag. That song's hard, bro.
That was one of my that I left off.
That's an 8-minute song, bro. That song's really good.
No, it is.
I mean, the first 4 minutes and then the last 4 minutes is just musical instruments, and that's what Kanye's good at too. He knows how to evoke the spirit with the musical instruments.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. His instrumentals are just phenomenal.
Incredible.
Like
especially
the
for
best.
mainstream. That's what I always talk about with mainstream albums. It's hard to get that sound, and he was able to get it on some songs. Bro.
Well, I mean, he was a producer and then became a rapper. So that's his main shtick. But the beats are just phenomenal, and I love when they have the chorus, when it's the choir choruses. Yeah. What number are we at?
I did just number 5. So my 5 is Runaway on My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
So my number 4 is Can't Tell Me Nothing. I forget what number you had.
I had 7.
Yeah, number 7. But yeah, so number 4, Can't Tell Me Nothing. That's one song I don't play Kanye a lot, but even randomly, I still play that song.
Right.
So I had to put that up.
That's why I had it. So even though I deep dive, I had to make sure I put the ones on there that I know that even through the years I would always play without having to do the deep dive. So now my number 4 is I'm doing So Appalled, which is also on My Dark Twisted Fantasy. That one in general, I honestly would have to, I need to go, and at some point we're going to do this, but I would have to, I think that might be Jay-Z's hardest verse of just like braggadocious, talking shit, like I lost another 30, but unlike him, a 30 million can't hurt me. I'm fucking insane. I'm fucking out playing or whatever he's saying. But like Jay-Z was not happy during that recording, bro. That was probably when they put the devil on him stuff and they were talking about him being a devil worshiper and shit. He was angry in that verse, bro. And then just to have Kanye, Jay-Z, Pusha T, and Sci-Hi all in a song, that's fucking incredible. That's brutal. I got number 4, So Appalled.
Okay, number 3, I have Everything I Am off of Graduation.
Nice.
Again, another song that I loved.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think I just discovered that song.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I got to play that one. That one doesn't sound familiar to me.
I played through literally every album over and over. And there was like all these songs I kept playing through. I had like a good 20.
That was
I
Graduation?
kept playing over and over. Yeah, of Graduation, Everything I Am. But I wish I put some of the lyrics down because it was just the harder the lyrics were and the more impactful they were, the higher they were up on my list.
Of course,
me too. So
all right. So my number 3, and I'm assuming it's gonna be up there too because you didn't say it wasn't off it. My 3 is Jesus Walks. That was one of those ones that I always would play through over the last 15 years, 20 years, or whatever it's been. 2004, 17 years. So mine is 3, Jesus Walks.
Okay, number 2, I have All Falls Down off of College Dropout. Again, that's another song that I'll actually play randomly, and again has amazing fucking lyrics and everything.
We're gonna have the same. We're gonna have the same number 1, but my number 2, which I think he had number 9. My number 2 is Never Let Me Down off College Dropout. Kanye and Jay-Z. I love that song. It's an incredible song. But yeah, my number 2 is Never Let Me Down.
We must not, because Jesus Walks is my number 1.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Jesus Walks is my number 1. I remember as a young kid playing through that, and I was raised in a Christian household, and then especially then, I was like really Christian. And then like everyone, like when I hit 13, 14, I kind of fell out of it. But I just remember like a cool rapper talking about Jesus and like all the content that he was saying. And I still play that shit today. I think it's maybe one of the hardest songs ever.
No, that's an incredible song.
Yeah. And like, especially again, as a pop star talking about Jesus. I mean, and he says it all in the lyrics. Yeah. Like if you don't talk about fucking bitches and get money, you don't get paid. You know, like he actually talks about that. But
sorry, mama. Act a fool.
So Jesus Walks, number 1.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, so this one doesn't even make your list. I honestly think my number 1 is one of the greatest songs of all time.
What?
Ultralight Beam. Kanye West featuring Chance the Rapper. Speaking of Spirit Invoked, that song is incredible. You know, I honestly, I think that's one of my favorite songs of all time. Kanye West, Chance the Rapper. Speaking of the choruses, he has Kirk Franklin come at the end. I don't know the woman who sings, but my number one is Ultralight Beam. Like I said, if we did a top 10 songs of all time, I think that's on there.
You know why? I kind of was trying to stay away from anyone that, like, when it wasn't just Kanye, you know?
Okay.
So, like, any song that had a feature, I kind of tried to stay away from, you know? But, no, I love that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it wasn't, I didn't even consider it, to be honest. But, no, that's an amazing song.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah. But, again, I was trying to just stick to just Kanye for the most part, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah. But shout out to fucking Kanye,
Bro.
dude. I called you, I think, the day we decided we were going to start playing through it. Yeah. I was like, is Kanye the best ever?
Yeah. And I didn't, and I thought that too, and I didn't call him because I wanted to talk about it on the pod. But I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this guy is incredible after incredible. I mean, who could even go against him? 20 songs. Who could even go against him?
That's what I mean.
It would have to be Drake probably. And I don't know. I don't know if Drake would win.
No,
but that would be the.
It depends on who's the crowd and like who you're trying to.
But between me and you, I mean, who would have? It would probably have to be Drake if we just had to pick. They might set that up, honestly. If they're waiting to drop this album together, you know, and then they could do that. And
they would never do verses.
You know what that
They're so above verses.
Bro, but do you know what they would break?
They would never do it.
Bro.
They would never do it.
Everyone would watch.
Yeah, but they don't care.
I think they would.
They would never do that.
I think they would, bro.
Really?
I think so.
I think there's actual tension. Like, it's not just fun and games.
Yeah, but for here, 10 mil a piece.
They don't need 10 mil. Kanye's a billionaire.
That's
Drake
true.
is close.
That's true.
So they don't give a fuck about verses.
I did hear that thing too. That thing that people were saying about too, like Kanye versus Drake, best artist of all time too. Yeah. Like Kanye wins also, not only just his songs alone are probably better, but also because he.
Just purity.
Well, and I mean, it made millions elsewhere.
Yeah.
Drake hasn't had clothing lines, Adidas, Yeezys, or now Kanye West is the creative director of Gap.
He had OVO Jordans that are very popular.
But he didn't create that. Drake just made a partnership with Jordan, and they added OVO on there. Kanye was in the lab creating the shoes, and you know.
That's true.
They just put his name on a Jordan, but.
I don't think, you know, and that's why, like, honestly, on my top list, Kanye might be number one.
Yeah.
I might even have to put him above Jay-Z, and I don't want to say that yet. Yeah. I need to go back through Jay-Z. Yeah, I'm so fresh into Kanye.
Yeah.
But I like... just like you said, like the consciousness, and even from his first couple albums, you know, it's like the things he was saying and continue to say as a superstar,
right?
You know, when it's the hardest to do it with all the influence in the world, you know,
right?
So Kanye, I mean, shout out to fucking Kanye.
So it would be hard to find. So it would be hard to find someone for his 20 songs. Drake would be the one.
Like, could Jay-Z even?
Yeah, this is different.
Could even have? Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, I'd have to look at it. I think Drake's probably the best matchup. But again,
who else would even be there? Like,
Drake.
Maybe someone could compete with, like, if we did like 5 or 10 songs. But if you go 20 deep, if you go 25, 30 deep, I don't think anyone touches Kanye.
Yeah. Shout out to Kanye.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Did any songs or albums surprise you, like, that you played through and like? You know?
No. I mean, I would say College Dropout. Honestly, same. I forgot how much it was, and also I used to be around. Shanae's older brother, and said how much he used to always tell me how much that album literally impacted his life.
Damn.
Yeah, you know, and he even said like it made him stop wanting to do college, and it literally was called College Dropout. Well, it's a good thing or bad thing, but like that album had a big impact on people. I would have been 14, but like to like some of the early 20s and late teens, early 20 people, that song was like very impactful.
Yeah.
So to the culture, But yeah, shout out to Kanye. That album's incredible. I again, when we do the albums of top 10, I'm telling you these two are gonna be in my top 10. I'm wondering where they are on the top 10, but that's gonna take some time. I need to really take some time before we do the top 10 album ones. Right. The thing I was thinking though, make sure we put these in the titles of our podcast so when we can look back too. We did it for our top 5 albums of the last 5 years. Did we put that in the title of the pod?
I don't think so.
We need to check, and we should just go put it.
Definitely in the audio it is, but I don't know for the YouTube video.
Okay.
Yeah. But
in the audio, we can always look back and see it in the audio thing. Okay, cool.
But yeah,
so just so we have a check mark, because
when
we have a lot, we're gonna. I want them to be check marked. This one was playing our podcast audio, Kanye West top 10 songs, but we're gonna do a Kanye West top 10 songs video.
I'm so happy you had this idea though.
Yeah, this was cool.
Again, I've been disrespecting Kanye so long, not so long. We should just start making this a thing.
No, we're going to. I'm telling you, we're gonna do an Eminem one soon too, and that's gonna be our transition. We'll get into in a second. So that's it on Kanye West, right? Shout out to Kanye West. I can't wait for this new album, Donda. Again, we already listened to some songs on there too, and there's some fucking.
I only listened to one. song.
Well, okay, one, fine. But there's some really prolific songs on there. You heard two. You heard the Jay-Z song too.
I heard the little
clip
YouTube
of it. Okay, yeah. That's all I heard of that one too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, shout out to Kanye West. Let's move on.